Hello guys, welcome to Thermomix Adventures. Lisa here. Today we are making a manual recipe in our Thermomix. Now I've done a few of these lately and I know for a lot of you you're saying, oh my goodness, I'm feeling like I can start cooking things that are not necessarily Cookidoo recipes. Now I know we often make Cookidoo recipes and they are phenomenal. The guided function, the putting them into your meal planners, the shopping lists, that sort of stuff. But sometimes you find something on Google that you want to make instead. So today I'm going to use the last or most of the last of my double batch of condensed milk. I went Googling to find what I could use it with. I did start on Cookidoo, but I then found a recipe by Lucy. Now Lucy is the other half of Thermo. I spoke yesterday about Lauren, you've got Lucy. Before they had Thermo, they actually had their own independent blogs. And Lucy's is called Bake, Play, Smile. Okay, so I'm going to make today her 100... hang on, the famous 100 cookie recipe. I'm making it gluten-free. It has the awesome condensed milk in it, and we're going to do it manually. So hopefully this gives you skills to use your Thermomix manually, regardless of what model you've got. So first things first is I'm going to put some raw sugar into the Thermomix. I'm putting into it 170 grams. She calls for caster sugar, but I've only got raw, so I'm going to use that. By the way, say hi if you're watching on. If you're on YouTube watching the replay, hit the subscribe button, okay? All right. Now this is a great recipe this time of year if you want to gift them to somebody. You can kind of cook them and gift them. If you've got someone that you think might like the actual cookie dough, cookie dough, like the pre-cooked stuff, this would be a great recipe to be able to actually kind of make a cookie dough log and actually then freeze that log, yeah? So great options there. Now we're going to mill this down for 10 seconds on speed 10 to make it into kind of an icing sugar. So let's bring that up to speed 10 seconds and off that goes. Just wait. Just asking a child to close the door. All right, so hopefully he's done that for me. So now made icing sugar. Is this not such a wow thing? I don't know about you, but the first time I saw a Thermomix, this is what hooked me on it. Before I'd even knew what a Thermomix was and could do. Icing sugar is a game changer. It means in your shopping trolley, you're putting one ingredient to make 2 or 3. You can make caster sugar and icing sugar from it. Okay, next up we need some butter. 500 grams of butter. Now, do you remember before Thermomix days when you used to have to cream your butter and sugar together and it was such a tedious process? With a Thermomix, you don't need to do that. So let's see, I've just roughly cut up some. Let's see how much I've got. Need 500 grams. So I might need to cut a little bit more. Oh no, maybe not. So it's a fair amount. This is going to make 100 cookies, yeah? So it's a fair bit, which is why I said you can, tie it up on a ribbon for somebody and give them the cookie dough. Can't speak today. You can put it in the freezer. So you can actually put that dough in the freezer and freeze it. Or, as I said, gift it to somebody if you know they just want to eat the cookie dough. So, all right. You know what it is? Cookie dough, Cookidoo. Ugh, the mouth just isn't coping. Okay, by the way, preheat your oven. If you are cooking along this later, preheat your oven to 180. Okay, so now what you're going to do is we are going to, just checking up the recipe. Okay, we are going to now use speed 5 and we're going to scrape it down after a couple of seconds. So, this is that creamy you once had to do. That was hard work. Not with a Thermomix. It makes it easy. Give it about 30 seconds. Just scrape it down. See that big chunk on top? We're going to get that into it. That's been about 30 seconds. See the timer's counting up. You can make it go down. I want it to count up. I'm just going to scrape down the sides. I want to get this last chunk. You can see there's kind of a chunk on. Oh, it's actually started grabbing. But I was going to grab that in. But it's okay. So we'll just scrape down that sugar. We want that to be part of it. It hasn't gone really pale yet, but it's going to. So back up to speed 5 again. You want it to go pale, cream, literally. This is your time in your kitchen where you put away your ingredients. Hopefully you can hear me over the Thermomix. It looks amazing. It's so incredibly glossy. Okay. Now, at this point, I can see it's free spinning it in. That's right. So it's come together beautifully. It's smooth, it's paler, and it's pretty much done. Look at that. Does that not look yummy? It's so smooth. And once upon a time, that took a lot of work with a whisk or a wooden spoon or a spatula or an egg beater. Don't have to with the Thermomix. Okay, we're putting in a can of condensed milk now. So a can is 45 or 95 grams? Does it say in the recipe? Let me have a look. Hang on a second. I do love guided recipes. 395. Sweetened condensed milk. Don't use the low-fat variety. Okay, it needs that in it. So, hopefully I've got enough here. Otherwise, we're just winging it and crossing our fingers, which we might be. Does that surprise you guys? Probably not. That'll be right. Okay. We're going to be a little short. We're going to be 80 grams short. That's okay. I hope you watching me gives you confidence to kind of be okay when this happens and you're like, oh, will it work? 99.9% of the time it does, right? That's okay. So 80 grams short, 75 grams short. So that's about 4 tablespoons, 3.5 tablespoons. It'll be okay. Okay, next up we're going to add self-raising flour. Now it's a fair amount. Now I'm using gluten-free. Okay, obviously you don't have to use gluten-free if you're not gluten-free or you're not trying to be gluten-free. And we're going to put in 750 grams. I'm just checking that. Yeah, 750 grams, which is in the old school ways, 2 cups. How good is it we don't have to measure with cups though? I don't miss cup measurements whatsoever. Now, if you don't have self-raising flour and you want to make this, that's okay. You can. Did I reset those scales? Oh, no, I must have. Yeah, I did. It's all right. Don't forget to tear between your scales, okay? So with your changing it, if you only had plain flour, you use baking powder to change it up. So you put 1 teaspoon of baking powder per 100 grams. All right, so in this case, you'd be using a fair bit of baking powder, but it's giving it the rising, it's giving it the fluff. Now, a couple of other things I want to talk about with biscuits. This time of year, I have a lot of you guys reach out and say, hey, Lisa, my biscuits are getting, they're turning into a pan, a flat, big pan bake. Hello, Kelly. Now, this is because the humidity and the heat where we are in Queensland is so high. Look how big this is. As you can see, it's going to get 100, right? That it really does just kind of dissolve before we get a chance to, in the oven, before it gets a chance to mix through. So to stop that, you need to be putting it in. I'm so interested to see how this all combines. You need to put in the fridge beforehand. I'm going to pull that a little short. Probably should have pulled it a little more short than 6 grams, only because remember I got a little less condensed milk. I am going to flavour mine with vanilla. Okay, you can do all sorts of things. You can put chocolate chips in these. You can put chocolate chips on them, all that sort of stuff as well. Okay, so you can flavour these as you choose. I just like vanilla. Otherwise, to me, I don't know, needs something. That's it. So now we're going to have to combine this up. Look at that. Look how much it is. I love this. All right, let me see what she says in the recipe. She says to do the self-raising flour in different portions. Whew. Hang on. Yeah, I'm supposed to do the self-raising flour in 250 gram bits. This is why I love guided recipes, but it's okay. Hang with me. Let's learn together. So we're going to do it on speed 6. So let's spin it up. Look at it hanging out the top. Because you've got to get it in. You've got to combine it in. This is going to help us. Okay, in it goes. Let's mix it through. So I get up to speed 6. Let's go again. There we go. We can do this. So it's just helping it. It says to do this for 20 seconds and some more. 2 or 3 for 20 seconds. And add some more. And then obviously not. But it's coming together nicely. I'm with this. It's okay. Don't stress. Have a look. Can you guys see? It's pulling together. It just keeps to You can hear it's coming together. You can hear the machine realizing it's coming together, that resistance. That's what we want. We're actually nearly done. How cool is that? Just getting the last little bit mixed through. See if I need to do it by hand or not. My preference not. It's nearly all together. I'm going to stop it and give it a scrape down. Okay, now, so if you didn't catch that over the mixing of the machine, the actual recipe said do 250 grams, scrape it down, do 250 grams, scrape it down, do 250 grams. Clearly, you watch me not. I am going to scrape down the sides. We want this last bit incorporated off the sides though, and we're going to do it again, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a mix. Look at that. How good's that look? Oh my goodness. And like in minutes, like I love that. All right, let's scrape this down. Let's get this one more mix through, see if we can get the last of this mix into it. Up to speed 6 again, and we're done then. And you can see how soft this is though. Oh, by the way, the trick to that working was the spatula. Don't use another spatula. Use only your Thermomix spatula, okay? I think it's done. I'll show you in a second. Give it a moment longer. So, use only your Thermomix spatula because this has the collar to stop it going through and touching the blades. But look at that. It's done. How good's that? Now, it is 30 degrees already here in Queensland. This mix is very soft. It is a mix that is supposed to be 1 teaspoon on a tray. Look at that though. Does that? Oh, it smells amazing. Let me just have a read. It says to divide the cookie mixture between the bowls and flavour it however you would like. Roll into teaspoon-sized balls and place on a prepared baking tray. Press slightly with a fork and cook for 10 minutes. Now, after pressing with a fork, here in Queensland in summer, please take the time to put it in the fridge. Just for 10 minutes, but it's enough to then solidify that up. So let's spin you around and let's do this together. Get that out of the way. Put you here. There we go. Move that out the way. I've got my rose gold tray. Now we do need gaps between them. It doesn't tell us how much. Oh, maybe it doesn't need that much of a gap. All right, spatula. I would like a teaspoon. This is what I want. This. I've got my cool little ice cream scoop. All right, off Amazon, somewhere like that. It's very old now. The funny story is, years ago when I bought this, I thought I was buying a big one, and it was not a big one. So look at that. That's what we're doing. Just be careful, stainless steel on a stainless steel bowl. You don't want to be scratching it. Okay, now you can see how soft and delicate that mixture is, even though I didn't have enough of the condensed milk. Okay, but my butter was relatively, well, she says use room temperature butter. Mine was definitely already room temperature after only being out on the bench for maybe 10 minutes. Okay, so this is going to make 100 of these bickies. Heaps for gifts for somebody, heaps to be able to put in the freezer as a cookie dough. All right, heaps if you've got family members who like to eat raw cookie dough. This doesn't have any egg in it, so there's no raw egg in it. It's an egg-free one. It is also gluten-free. Possibly using your standard gluten flour, maybe you'll get a thicker batch out of it. I think it's the butter though that's made it quite soft. But it definitely needs to go in the fridge, okay? Because this will just otherwise flatten to literally a tray bake kind of thing where you've got this biscuit tray. Don't waste it if you do. Just slice it up with a pizza knife and it'll be fine. It'll be tasty still. Probably not what you're planning on gifting to somebody though, right? So, and if you want to firm this up a little more, you could certainly, I think, put it in the fridge at this point. You put your bowl in the fridge and firm it up a little bit. You want to make sure it doesn't go really hard though. So you're going to have to put a timer on. Well, I would have to put a timer on, otherwise I'll end up with it super hard. We don't want it back to a butter texture. You want it an in-between texture. You can see they're holding, but if I put them in an oven, they're going to just go really flat really quick. So into the fridge 10 minutes or so, and then into the oven. We are going to flatten these slightly. It did say with a fork. I don't have a fork with me, so I'm going to have to do it with my fingers. Maybe, will that work? Maybe wet fingers might work better. I have nothing to use today. Here we go. I have a measuring cup. Didn't plan this part. All right. Are you surprised? Wet fingers. Give it a little push down. This is where you could put Smarties on top. You could put sprinkles of chocolate. You could, whatever you want. And in this mix as well, by the way, you can do things like Milo if that's your, your preferred flavor. they're kind of a butter biscuit and they're quite delicate and soft. With that as well, it means that you have to let them cool before you do anything with them. Do not try and eat them off the tray hot. They will crumble. Okay, they're just going to crumble. But you can see how that goes there. Press down. I'm just using wet fingers so it doesn't stick to me if you didn't know why. If this is a bit more solid, this mix, you'll be able to roll it into a ball, put it on the tray, and then press it with your fork. But otherwise, there you go. They are your 100 biscuits, cookies, bake, play, smile, manual making. Okay, yes, you've seen today why I love guided cooking, but will it stop me using manual mode occasionally? No, I'll still use it, right? Because I love the fact that when you do find something amazing, like these biscuits, which are highly rated and so easy, it's worth doing. Do check out the site over there. Do check out Bake, Play, Smile. Okay, Lucy over there. Give them a bit of your airtime. A lot of those beautiful Thermomix bloggers, they get paid for the time you spend on their sites. It's a bit like my YouTube. Okay, the more people go watch on my YouTube, the more they give you residue income from it. So please do, when I say go check out Thermobliss, when I say go check out Bake, Play, Smile, go spend a little bit of time, see what they've got. They have some beautiful recipes, okay, and free, which is super cool. They do have books as well. They have Thermobliss books, which are beautiful books. I've got a few of them in my stash as well from over the years. But otherwise they have free stuff on there. Go check it out. It's amazing. Okay, and I'm not going to put on Cookidoo because I want you to support them for the time that they've given to helping us get more out of our Thermomix, because we didn't, when she was doing Bake, Play, Smile, we didn't have Cookidoo as we have today. So how cool is that? Anyway, guys, I want to put sprinkles on top. I don't have sprinkles, but wouldn't some little sprinkles be cute on top? I reckon you could also put your little fingerprint in and make these into jam drops. Don't they bring back memories from the 90s? Anyway, guys, have a fantastic day. Take care in all you do. Give this recipe a go. Great for Christmas presents. Great for just eating as well. And stashing up, in the cookie jar. But otherwise, take care in all you do. If I can help you with your Thermomix or someone around you get a Thermomix, I'd love to hear from you. But otherwise, take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.